Jai's here with us. Soul, Dio, Sard's in the house as well. Welcome back to the show, gentlemen. Hope you're all well. I hope you're all good. Giuseppe, talk to me, brother. Big win today.
Huge win. Can you hear me properly? I'm at fam. Yeah, cool. 2-0. I called it on Top 6. I said 2-0 Arsenal. I said we're gonna revenge. Obviously, weren't as comfortable a 2-win as I probably would have thought, to be honest. First thing I want to say is I'm happy with what's happened in the first 2 games. People are going to start putting respect on how good a keeper David Raya is, because I think a lot of disrespect went against him last year from rivals, and he only got the Golden Glove because of the defence. That may have been a factor, but he has saved us in both games now, and he's well and truly got us 6 points, as much as Saka or Partey or Rice or Trossard. So for me, that's brilliant. The game itself, I think Villa looked decent. I felt we were causing ourselves some problems with the way we were playing. It was a bit of a boring game in the first half, if I'm being honest. I was watching it it's like both teams are don't want to go for it, or it's a bit of it's tactical, him, Emery and Arteta. But then listen, we were clinical and they weren't. Watkins should have scored 2. He didn't score any. So at the end of the day, clinical wins you games. I think the first one for me, that's a foul before that on Gabriel. So I don't think that should have even been a chance. But the second one, the save from Raya, unbelievable. Maybe he should have still buried it, but you can only save what you got to save. I thought Rice didn't have the best game today. I thought Martinelli again was a bit poor today. Havertz this is the reason we need a striker. I'm being honest, Havertz weren't great today. He's a good player, but we need a different option up top. I know people say about winger and that. I just look at today's game and think if you have a Gyökeres or an Osimhen in that team, you probably get more chances to score. But yeah, listen, I thought we've done what we had to do. People were saying Arsenal ain't going to win the league right like that. Well, listen, we've started the league slow last year, and we picked up later on in the year. We started it slow this year, and we've now beaten Villa away. Listen, these are the wins that you need to get at the start of the season. Okay, we ain't got all the energy. Okay, we're still sorting a few bits out. But as long as we're getting the results, and I think we're never getting battered in these games. We didn't get battered today. Yes, Villa probably should have scored, but a goal goes in and you don't know what happens in the rest of the game. We might win 3-1 if one of them goes in. You never know. So yeah, listen, I'm happy with the team. I'm happy with the performance-ish. And Arteta made the right subs. Trossard come on, and he's proven, for me, Trossard's got to start next game. I think you come on and score, you get rewarded with starting the next game. That's how I work. That's how I would be if I was the manager. So, yeah, Trossard to start next game, but we need to do more in this window now. I was looking at the bench, and I just see Eddie Nketiah and Reece Nelson sitting there, and I'm like, what's going on, man? Just, we've got to get someone in. But yeah, listen.
No, listen, I hear you on that, Giuseppe, and in terms of bringing other people in now, I think it's going to be key. Souls, how about yourself, mate? I mean, it was tough at times. There was some. I'm not too sure who's got the background noise. I'm just gonna keep everybody muted until it gets to the turn, just so the viewers can hear better. Thank you, boys. Souls, I mean, there was some hairy moments, but in the end, you just showed levels to Villa tonight.
No, it's funny because apparently being Ipswich means you're going to win the league. That's what I was hearing on the timeline. Everyone gave up because City beat Ipswich. Oh yeah, this is it, man. This is going to be a long season. It's going to be one of those seasons where there's going to be hairy moments. It's Aston Villa who are now proving to be a top side in the Premier League, regardless of what we think of, certain players. They are going to be competing for that top 4, and they're going to be a thorn in a lot of the big sides. And today we've seen it. They had moments to win that game, but they couldn't. And moments that we had, we did. And like I said last week, Martinelli needs to buckle up his ideas, because he's going to be one of the big shocks of the transfers come next summer, because he hasn't improved. He isn't improving his game. It's the same problem season in, season out. He's a great player when you put him centrally. He either moves into the striker role or he's a mid-table winger. And that's the truth of it. I don't think there's going to be many top teams lining up. As long as they want him as a striker, that's when he'll go to a top team. And on the point that Giuseppe made, today wasn't a striker problem. Today was just simply Martinelli wasting opportunities in the attack, Rice not really clicking in the 8. And that's what I think it was. For me, if a left winger came in, that's when we start cooking. Because even if you have Gyökeres, where were the opportunities for Havertz? There were none. So even if you have a top striker, I don't think the game changes this. But we needed to be a bit more efficient in the attacking third. But saying that, it is Aston Villa. These games are going to be difficult. These games are going to be low chances. You've got to bide your opportunities, especially last season when we couldn't score against them. And when we did try to just attack them and go for it, they countered us. And even today, when we did open up a little bit more and actually go for the game, they had the Watkins opportunities. They had that Ramsey in the middle, who actually that Ramsey kid was absolutely phenomenal today. And that's part of what these sides are going to do. We've got a tough start, but I'm actually really happy with how the fixtures have gone, and I think that's going to be the key indicator to us winning the league. Playing the Aston Villas, the Cities, the Spurs, the Brightons so early in the season when you've got no Carabao Cup, when you've got no Champions League interferences, when you've got no FA Cups, when it becomes difficult to play these teams is when you've got 3 games a week, or like when you've got consecutive 3 like 2-day rest.
Can I ask you a question? Just because I don't know. I know you play Liverpool soon and City soon. Are they both, Spurs and City soon? Are they both away?
Yes.
Wow.
Back to back.
That's what I'm saying. I'm so happy in the first 5-6 games when we've got a week's break, when we've got no interference of cups or anything else to focus on, we can just smash them out. Even if we win or lose, I feel like now we can get results in all 6 of these games.
So sorry, mate. Sorry to butt in, but just on that thing about the striker, and the reason I've said that is because one, Saka's crosses that he was putting in the box. You have a Gyökeres or a big Don like that in there. I'm sorry, Havertz is good in the air. He's all right in his head, but battling against these guys, getting above them, he don't always do it. A striker like Gyökeres would. That's one. Second of all, in the game, if you remember, about 2 times the ball got put in the box and there was just no one there in the middle of the box. That is the one thing that I think Havertz lacks as a striker, and that's that awareness in the box of where to be. That's what City have with Havertz.
Okay, but the problem that you then have, right, is that, yes, you can have a box presence, right, but then you lose everything else Havertz is building the game up with, because without him dropping deep, you don't have those options to build up. You lose that creativity, and the problem that we have, we then solely rely on Odegaard to do all of it.
Gyökeres has that creativity.
Yeah.
What are we talking about here? Did we score today? Did we score today? Did we score today? Yes or no?
The point, though,
what are we talking about here?
No, but you fixate on the. Did we score? If we got a goal, it's fine. It's fine. Let's just leave it. But we're not focusing on the fact that we don't lose that creativity, because there are players out there who can get you that creativity. Gyökeres comes in, bro. His link-up play is good, bro. We're acting like this guy is just a Haaland, bro, who can't really.
You guys are talking like you're speaking like we lost the game today, Sad. Gyökeres comes
in. Thank you. I was waiting for someone to say this.
You're talking. I was waiting for someone to say this. Like Arsenal went into this game and we lost the game. We did not lose this game. And here's the problem again. You guys keep saying this. You need a striker to score goals. Do we score goals or not? Yes or no? Just because we don't score goals like the Haaland type goals does not mean that we're not scoring goals. Last season we scored 91 goals. Be quiet about this nonsense about a striker, because we find ways.
91 goals. We didn't win the league.
Let me finish. Giuseppe, you spoke earlier. Let me finish. We find ways to score goals. We find ways to score goals. I'm not even here to talk about the goal scoring. I'm here to talk about this game. For me, this Aston Villa game was the mentality thing. I'm sure these players are sitting down and saying to themselves, we beat Aston Villa last season, we win the league. And Aston Villa is now coming again as the second game of the season. We have to win this game. It was a mentality crossover for me. Like, we're good enough to beat them, but it was a mentality thing, because if you look at it, they probably sat down throughout the whole summer and said, that Aston Villa game, if we had won it, and again, Aston Villa games last season, we played better, but they won. This season, they gave us a tough time. They played very, very well. This game was practically even. Whoever scored first was going to win. That's how this game was for me. But the fact that the boys were able to get over it mentality-wise over this Aston Villa team that literally cost us the league last season, important win. They found a way to score. They found a way to put the ball in the back of the net, and that's all that counts. Yeah. At the end of the day, whether it is through a straight-out striker that he can score a hat trick, because all you guys are talking about is we just need this guy that pings it in. You ping it in anyhow you want, with your back, your leg, your neck, as long as you're not fouling, score the goal, get the 3 points. This season is not about how fancy my striker looks. It's about getting the ball in the net, getting my 3 points, and getting out of there. When Mourinho was playing dead football and winning the league, nobody complained. All I care about is winning right now. This whole idea that we win a game and we come on here and start talking like we lost the game and start picking out on, oh, this happened. What about this person? We need to get a striker now. We scored.
Dyer, you're twisting words. No one was negative about the result today.
That's it.
No one's been negative. We're just saying, sorry, one sec. We're just saying, that watching the game, I can still see that we're lacking a striker, an option. We're lacking options. We're lacking different things. The fact that you lot are saying we scored 91 goals last year actually pisses me off because we didn't win the league, bro. So 91 goals, we didn't win the league because why? Not the amount of goals we scored, because in certain games, when we needed that guy, we didn't have that guy. And that is all I'm saying. I'm not saying that.
What was the Fulham? Giuseppe. Because of our left back and not being competent enough in the first 30 seconds, we had other issues as well that cost us games. The goal scoring was never the issue. We always find a way to score goals. And we're only 4 behind City in terms of scoring goals in the season.
It wasn't defending. It wasn't defending last season. If we had tied, if we had tied the Aston Villa game last season and taken away points and tied the other
Terry,
game,
what's happening here?
What are we talking about?
What's actually happening here? First of all, now, my people. Is your dark-skinned man from the motherland. If you didn't know before, tonight you go understand. And first of all, it's carnival weekend. We got to party hard. Party hard. That's what we should be doing. We're on here talking about transfer windows, this, that, all that nonsense. We won the game today. Terry asked a clear question to Giuseppe. How did you feel about the game today? But we ended that up talking about transfer windows, Gyökeres, and all that rubbish. I beg. Today, Arsenal... Well, for me, it was great what I saw today in terms of 2 specific movements. First of all, the first half, they made it difficult for us. It was a game of chess. And to be honest, I would say Emery was happier with that first half than Arteta, 100%. The game plan was going right. Maybe change it up, make it a little bit more open towards the end of the second half. But what happened? The equalizer. The big man, Mr. Clutch himself, goggles. As soon as the goggles came on, I knew it was problems. Wahala everywhere. I knew it. Trossard came on, the whole attack woke up. First touch, goal. First touch. That's what he does. Clutch. So Martinelli, I've been trying to support this boy for a while, but you might just step aside for a bit for this Trossard Dom because he's on job right now. He's on job. And Partey getting the goal, obviously, he's been in and out of the team like of late, and people have been doubting him whether should he stay or should he go. Look, we've got Mourinho, so there's a bit more depth there. We don't need to rely on Partey to play necessarily 30 games this season, so he can definitely do a job. So I'm happy with today's result. We won the chess match 2-0 away from home, a team that took 6 points from us last week, and there's people up here debating and shouting and I'm hearing monotones and anger and stuff. We're arguing after we won 2-0. Madness, man. Big up Arsenal.
Do you know what I love about what you said there? I was honestly thinking of there's a word I'm banning soon on the football terrace. I'm gonna go full Keir Starmer and start banning things, right? And essentially I'm banning the word style of play on the football terrace. Not because it isn't right that teams have good styles of play, but everybody just says it now and can't actually articulate what the fuck they mean. I want a better style of play. What do you mean? Well, I want the style to be better. Okay. Yeah, but what do you mean by you want the style to be better? But I want us to have a consistent style of play. That's what I mean. Yes, but what do you mean by a consistent style of play? Well, like I said, I want the style of play to be more consistent and look better. No one actually explains what the fuck they mean by it,
what
right?
What the play is. What's the play?
Yeah, and I think another one similarly is this. There's always things in nearly every victory you could pull on little bits and pieces. You can do. But I do think there's times where fans should just be like, we fucking won, bruv. And as much as like, and I love the social media world we live in. It's literally, I built a business in it, a wonderful community that you're all involved with, and I love it. But there is an element of when I was going to games or when I was just watching games with my friends, you talk about it afterwards, but no one thought, people didn't, they still celebrated the win. I've never been to a pub after a Man United game up in Manchester where everyone's sitting around debating the little intricacies. You might do that 2 or 3 days later. Do you know what I'm saying? That's the Monday night show, top 6 show. We'll bring that up. But you just this is a statement win for Arsenal. And I know it's only 2 games into the season, but this is a game that you lost last year, a game that many people thought you would lose. You could have lost it, but you came out on top. If it was my team, I would just be absolutely buzzing, smiling, and over the moon. And